TMG.
Champions League final. What an event.
What a showpiece.
So rubbish. As most finals are. Intense tactical affairs.
The pinnacle of the club game.
As a watching spectacle, if you're not a football man, as a neutral, it was not entertaining, but it was a great tactical battle.
If you're not a football purist, you'll find that boring, yeah.
Yeah, most finals are tactical these days. It's not really a free-flowing ball. It really stopped being that in finals for a long, long time. I can't remember the last.
2018 World Cup. Croatia, France.
Well, France really had that game. Dominate. I don't know what Croatia were doing. Croatia were just...
They got a bit unlucky, yeah. Because they scored conceded from a free kick that wasn't a free kick. And they conceded from a corner with a handball.
I can't remember the final in itself was as a spectacle. I can't remember it like me being so in grips. I just like, oh, France are winning this, and then Lloris did something nuts.
And yeah, I mean, was it 4-2 or 5-2?
It's 4-2.
It was 4-2, yeah. I mean, I felt sorry for Croatia because they actually like generally they actually played better than France. France were more clinical, but two of France's goals when the game was still like in a balance shouldn't have been goals.
Pogba scored, Mbappe scored, Griezmann and an own goal.
Yeah, there's an own goal, and I think Pavard or something. Griezmann, he got an assist from a cross.
Oh well, yeah, it was one of those games. It was a strange game. Like France were always in control of that game.
He's got a job done. That's really
got the job done. You know, that's what you have to do in finals. You just have to get the job done. I'm trying to think of the last entertaining Champions League final. Most of them have been cagey affairs. You know, but it is what it is. You have to perform your best on the day, and Man City didn't. Pep overthought again. As they say that Pep just puts his system, he puts his tactics and his players in the generator, and then see what comes out. It's just absolutely random.
I mean, Pep, he can't help himself. And the thing is, I thought he finally got rid of this, well, at least for this year, for this bad habit to just do a madness with the tactics. Because he didn't do it against PSG, and who they faced before PSG? Dortmund. Okay, Dortmund was a bit of an easier game, but I don't recall him doing mad tactics.
He didn't do mad tactics
against Dortmund. And around 16, who'd have around 16, I can't remember, but he didn't do anything mad. Then coming against Chelsea, he plays without and a recognised DM. Gundogan can play there, but especially when Gundogan's been playing the season where he had more license to go forward, you didn't want that to happen. And this is the biggest game of the season. You don't play Fernandinho, you don't play Rodri. And a goal that Chelsea score comes straight through down the middle, where
a DM would have been.
Rodri would have been, definitely Fernandinho would have been, and most likely would have cut that out. And he started Sterling out of nowhere. I don't know why.
I was shocked by the Sterling in the start.
Yeah, I was shocked as well because Sterling hasn't, since the turn of the year specifically, he hasn't been playing well at all. And you know, and
Sterling's even going Euros.
He was also going to go Euros. Let's not cap, but for you to start a DM of that game of that magnitude, I don't know why. I can't. It was just crazy. It was mentally, it was mind-boggling. And you know, and the midfield battle they were swept aside. Kante got man of the match. You know, and for me, Pep has blood on his hands. I mean, of course, on the player side of things, Sterling didn't perform. He was, you know, manhandled by Reece James, who, for me, yeah, right now as it speaks,
he's the best right back in the country.
Best right back in the country. I mean, Kyle Walker had a very good game as well, actually, for Man City. He's the only one.
You like making bold statements, so I'm just here for when you say that he's the best right back he's world class
in the country. I mean, he's on his path to become world class.
World class when?
Well, if he has another very solid season, then yeah, we'll be broaching that. You know, if he has a solid Euros and another very good season, we'll be broaching that subject. But yeah, literally, Kyle Walker had a good game as well. But yeah,
Kyle Walker was solid. I think the goal came because I don't know where Zinchenko gave her. He didn't cover. He looked
like he was tired. He just they were running and then he just stopped. He didn't look like he played offside because his hand wasn't up. And then Havertz kept on running and he just kind of gave him, maybe he thought the keeper was going to make it. I don't know.
I'm just surprised that Cancelo didn't play.
Cancelo hasn't really been played in the last 6 weeks.
Well, if you hear the stories coming out of the Athletic, there's a lot of unhappy players at Man City.
See, this was the difference in the win and the loss.
Yeah. That's what happens, isn't it? Well, how many people I heard was like, what, Mahrez is up for sale, Sterling's up for sale, Bernardo Silva wants out. Cancelo was unhappy, he wanted to leave last summer. I'm trying to think what other dons. Gabby Jesus was not happy, not starting big games. A girl was unhappy with how he left. It's just a lot of things going on at the same time.
You're winning papers over the cracks, and there was many cracks that seemed to have sprouted out of nowhere.
To be fair, this is such a large squad, so you expect people to be unhappy.
You kind of want people to be unhappy, because you don't want people to be happy being on the bench. Like, oh, you want them to be hungry. Yeah, City, the tactics. I mean,
sell Sterling today, bro. I'm off Sterling completely.
Kevin De Bruyne, he wasn't really playing well before he got injured. There's now more people getting on the train saying he doesn't perform in massive games or big games. That's what they're saying.
Hey, man, that just gets thrown around these days, man. At the end of the day.
Saying because the World Cup, they say World Cup semi-final, and they said the Champions League final.
You perform well in the World Cup semi-final.
That's what I was thinking. Literally, I think it was just the defense.
It's just run. I don't know why guys bring up some strange.
Hazard had a decent final, to be fair.
Do you know guys bring up strange big games? They change the big games for different players. Yeah, for KDB, the big games now are the highest stage. When I'm calling those out for big games, I'm talking about just a normal Big Six game or a Champions League quarterfinal or semi-final. When KDB is justified that he plays well in big games. Finals are one-off occasions. Not many people even get to finals, bro. You can't judge KDB on a one-off occasion like that. You have to judge him on those ones that happen over and over again. The consistent big games. The games where you expect people to turn up. Like one-off occasions, I can't judge you too tough. How many Champions League finals have you been in? One. It's not like he's been there multiple times. We judge Messi and Ronaldo on Champions League finals because they've been there over and over again. So we judge them on that. We judge Neymar to that because we hold him to the same standard as Ronaldo and Messi. Do you judge KDB to that standard?
I've pegged Neymar's standard down a bit below. Well, until I see him in a team as good as Ronaldo's and Messi's back then, and he's part of it, he's gonna be on the same level to KDB and Lewandowski, them guys there.
Yeah, that's it. But I don't see that. Like, it's like if you compare the Bruno's big games to KDB, then you just say KDB is a world-class player because in the games where Bruno needs to be big, KDB is always big in those type of games.
Yeah, I mean,
a man went missing in the Europa League final, but no one's talking about it compared to the Champions League final.
Because in the same week as the Champions League, I mean, people talked about it for a couple of days and the Champions League came.
Yeah.
But, Man City gone, talked about. Chelsea, I mean, yeah. Tuchel.
Papered over the claps. They're not a good team.
Tactically, they got the job done. I mean, they had a very good performance. The City didn't really have that many chances. Reece James, like I said, played fantastically well. I thought so for Thiago Silva because he got injured, but he got the trophy in the end. Rudiger was pretty solid.
That's is his first Champions League, isn't it?
Yeah, he was in the final last season. Him and Tuchel in the final last season, they lost. Came back on the other side next year, winners. See how much can change in a year.
It is.
Who else was there in that game? Kante, man of the match.
Man of the match, semi-finals, both semi-final legs and the final. Ballon d'Or favourite, I would say.
Especially the Euros. If France win that, then wow.
They're not going to win.
Who's going to win?
Not France. It seemed like a weird year. A weird team's going to win it this year. Not England, though. As I said in the group chat today, when was the last time England beat a major team in a big competition?
Can't think of it.
The biggest win is probably Sweden. Or Colombia.
Yeah, but no time like presence to break that curse.
Break it.
Who else was there? I mean, Kante Werner made some good runs, even though he missed his chances.
What's the point of making good runs if you're not going to finish
his runs the one that created the goal.
He didn't finish his dinner, bro.
Yeah, but he played a part in the goal by taking away, I believe,
Do you think... I like Chelsea winning this was built on the defence. Like, they conceded the least amount of goals ever for a Champions League win.
Is it joint or just...
I think it's 4. The most clean sheets ever. By Mendy.
Well, there you go.
So, it was built on defensive solidarity. I just don't really think...
Defense wins championships.
As they say. I just don't think what Chelsea did, Chelsea's win, was just... Actually, it's a wonderful win. It's a wonderful competition to win. Wonderful cup to win. And what they did is monumental. Like, not many teams are going to do that. But me, as a strategist, and you're looking at the long-term future, Tuchel is not going to last at Chelsea. So they're going to get a new manager. I don't think he'll last more than next year. He'll have a year, 1 season. Because I just don't see him repeating this feat. I've seen Chelsea managers do this. Do you get what I mean? They come in, they reinvigorate the team, and then when the team gets settled, they just start looking at the manager like, oh, wow. It's not the same anymore.
It's possible. I mean, I hope they give him to at least more than December than they did Di Matteo after winning the Champions League. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, defensively they were there. They got some offensive talent. They didn't really weren't that great offensive this season, but they're trying to make some signings. Maybe like a Haaland. It might have been talks with Lewandowski, guys like that. Lukaku as well. We'll see where they go from there. I mean, Havertz came out with a big moment.
Yeah, man.
A lot of his
well
doubters.
played, but you look at the team they struggled against this season. With under Tuchel, it's the teams that sit back and let them have the ball.
Yeah,
I see that over a long season. I want to see
over
the
long
great
season,
teams.
yeah, when teams catch on to their style of play and their strengths and weaknesses, they might be able to employ those tactics, which might throw a spanner into the works of Chelsea. Two things on Chelsea actually. Mason Mount, he's the real deal. Very good player. Very good player.
Okay, yeah, good player.
Very good player. I mean, he played another big performance. I mean, when people were criticising him before, I thought it was a bit too harsh. Maybe because it was the Lampard favouritism, but I thought he was a good player, but he was probably getting a bit too much leeway with Lampard and people were onto his case. But
Wait. What does Mount do that makes you think like he's a good player, like it's exceptional?
Yeah, he's a good player. You know, gets the ball going, takes it, progresses the passes, can beat a man if he needs to, can play in multiple positions, decent eye for goal, solid technique, creative.
Yeah, okay, but to me, Mount is just...
He's a very good player.
He's just like... He's never going to be world class.
Soon?
No, I don't think he'll ever be. He's just...
I think he can become world class. If he can maintain his standard of play.
He's just upper level of good. Like, he's a good player to have in a team. Like, he's a solid player. He carries out the manager's instruction. That's a little bit about him, but I laugh when people tell me that Mount is this, because if you look at the stats, I can tell you someone who played less games than him, scored more goals, more assists, younger than him.
Who's that?
The boy Foden.
Yeah, Foden.
Foden did with less.
Yeah,
Foden is not even instrument. Foden should have scored. It's just by I don't know how Rudiger got there. I don't even know how he got, because he wasn't even in the picture.
Yeah, Foden is better than him in my opinion, but Foden will become more class. If he doesn't, that'll be a shock. But Mount, he can if he maintains his level of play.
But it's the way that people have just anointed. Mount is good. Like, I like Mount. Like, it's like he can do it. To me, now that everyone...
same way people have anointed Foden.
It's great. Mount is the best player in the world. I don't even care anymore. I'm not even going to go...
Because the same way people have anointed Foden, he's been performed extremely well this season, and you got the rightful praise. Mount has played well, very well, and he's getting his praise.
Yeah, Mount is good.
Foden is better than Mount, but Foden, could potentially become one of the best players in the world.
Mount was on the short list of best player of the season
in
the Premier League.
Young players or overall players?
Overall players.
I don't know. He had a good season, but I don't know.
Hey man, this man was just with 10th not very long ago, and Mount wasn't the reason for the turnaround.
Sorry?
Mount wasn't the reason for the turnaround, so I don't get how Mount got... Hey man, if this is what they want to do, Mount is the best player, and I'm going to start judging him by that for England as well. If he's this good, I'm going to start judging people. But it's like, I don't like when players... They're just good, but they have... No one sets expectation on them. Like, man is just good. Very good. But no one cares what he does. Like, he could just absolutely do nothing. Do you know what? He's just set for life, because everyone's going to remember he got the assist in the Champions League final. So that's it. Doesn't really matter whatever he does.
As his presence in the team grows even more and he becomes more integral to the team, then yeah, that's when the pressure will come. But he's fortunate.
Plays with King Kante.
There's guys like Kante. There's the defense. There's people like Werner and Havertz, and
man shortlisted for Player of the Year when he
plays
plays with King Kante. He's the one that got shortlisted. It's a joke, man.
Did Kante not get shortlisted?
No, of course.
But Kante wasn't really good in the first half of the season.
And that's why Chelsea were bad.
Well, fair enough. But Mount's been consistent throughout the whole year.
And they were bad with him being consistent. And they were good with him being consistent.
Yeah,
so he's obviously not a factor that changes winning.
Even though, he's still been consistent throughout the year.
Them that change winning.
He's not a one-man team.
No, people that change and affect winning are important.
Yeah, they're important. Kante's a better player and more integral, but...
So why is he not on team?
Because he couldn't perform well for half the season.
Well, when he did perform well, he changed the...
I hope him with his Ballon d'Or running. Mount won't be in the running for Ballon d'Or, unless he doesn't manage at the Euros.
Mount's going to be in the... I mean, if it's my ballot, Mount's top 10 right now. He's the best player in the world.
Top 10?
Of course, man.
He might be top 15.
If I put my 11 of the Champions League, Mount's captain.
Yeah, match captain, golden player,
Golden player, man. Should have won that player. Who won? Is there UCL player of the tournament? I saw that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
yeah. Mount should get that.
I think I had to win that especially the last 3 games. But Mount, I will do. I mean, like I said, the reason people criticise him a lot more because Lampard showed him favouritism. I thought, it's kind of people went into the 2 extremes both ways. Like they're over criticising him and under rating him a bit too much on both sides. But I thought right now he's in a good place and he's playing really well. So I'm proud of him. Happy for the boy.
Good for him.
But also, Chelsea now the biggest club in London. There's no argument.
I don't know if you want me to argue. But
There is no argument. You can't argue that one.
I don't even care.
There is no argument. There's nothing to argue. Literally, 2 Champions Leagues. Wow.
The biggest club in London, but London's got nothing to offer.
Yeah, there's no argument. Chelsea. No, I mean, I'm not right now. I'm talking about like historically.
Yeah, historically, London got nothing to offer.
Chelsea, they're out there on their own. I just saw one interesting take, which I'll have to look into. It was a video on YouTube I was supposed to watch on TalkSport. They were saying Abramovich is the greatest owner ever.
If you want Abramovich to be the greatest owner ever, it is what it is. I don't really care why people are even judging Chelsea as the best team in London. Yeah, you're the best team in London, but London's not much to write about. You're the only team that has Champions Leagues in the south. In the south of England. So, yeah, of course you're the best. Go and take your supremacy and try and beat the other teams. At the end of the day, Chelsea's rivalry in London, it's not really with any of the other teams. Like, Fulham? And Fulham doesn't even compete.
It's supposed to be Arsenal, but
Arsenal never... Arsenal and Chelsea are not a rivalry, but different sides of the river.
No, I'm not talking about actually regionally, but talking about like who's the best clubs in London.
In London,
For the last 15, 20 years, it's mostly been Arsenal, Chelsea.
Hey man, it's just football.
Arsenal
it's just the way football goes, man. In 30 years time, there'll be a new team in London. Maybe people will say Fulham is the best team. Like football goes through cycles. It's only been a couple of teams that have been able to maintain themselves over the 100 years. Arsenal were one of those teams, but now it's time for Arsenal to decline, bro. Tottenham might even become a bigger club than Arsenal in the next couple of months.
It's possible. I mean,
stinky clubs, bro. Stinky clubs.
Yeah, it's possible. Very possible. I mean, like I said, football was very cyclical.
Cyclical game, man. It's only now that the Milan clubs are even recovered. It took them 10 years in the doldrums, bro. Forgot about AC Milan for a minute. Forgot about them.
I didn't forget about them. They're my Italian team, but they were underperforming. I mean, Inter Milan, they've come back, but for some reason, Conte's left.
Money. He's a complainer. He's too political, man. He's always in the political bag.
The teams that have been around for basically 100 years. But even then, they've taken blips. But mainly, it's been like Real Madrid. So talking about 1920s, 30s, and no team's really been around for 100 years.
I would say Real Madrid's been the most consistent.
Real Madrid's been the most consistent. I mean,
even Juve had blips.
They've had strong periods. They've had blips.
Celtic and Rangers probably consistent in their domestic leagues.
Of course. They've been pretty consistent. I mean, Arsenal, they were strong, I believe, in the 30s with Herbert Chapman, I believe.
Yep, back there.
The WM formation, if I remember correctly. I mean, yeah, Barcelona, they didn't really come out strong until probably like the 70s, 80s. I mean, yeah, there's no team's really been that consistent for us that amount of time. But the most consistent team over the last 100 years has been Real Madrid. But then they're the Kings Club, so that's how it goes.
Listen.
Well, yeah.
I remember they talk about Ledesma for so long, fam. Ledesma.
That was a big thing. Now they're in their 13th Champions League. By far and away the most successful. I think the next is AC Milan with 7.
I don't care about the stupid Champions League. Hey, talk about Champions League era. How many Champions Leagues in the Champions League era, though? Not in the European Champions Cup, whatever.
I think they still got the most, especially with the 4 in the last 4 and 5 years run. Before that run, I think there was like, I think AC Milan was close. And I think, not Liverpool. Yeah, I think AC Milan was close to them, but now, because they won 3 in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think they got 7 in the Champions League era.
Wow. Football's crap, man. Football's declining, man. As I said,
Barcelona got
Everton
4 or 5.
El Clásicos are going to be managed by 2 Everton teams. 2 Everton former managers soon, so football's declining.
El Clásico?
Yeah.
What, Ancelotti and who?
Koeman.
They're going to get rid of Koeman.
Huh?
They're going to get rid of Koeman.
For who? Xavi?
That's who they want. I remember seeing something that said Koeman's 99% gone. They're going to get rid of Koeman. Ronald.
Well, Messi.
But Messi's going to stay. Oh, yeah, Sergio Aguero's signed a new contract. Messi's going to stay. Most likely.
If Messi stays, I've cut ties. I've already got one of these guys.
Oh, yeah, before we conclude on the football segment. Well, Karen, with your Messi's cut ties.
I cut ties with Messi as soon as he signs that new contract. Ronaldo's better than him.
Seeing as Pep didn't win this final, and he's
Hey, Sir Alex lost a lot of finals. So
I'm finished, and it was largely down to his. He has to take out a big blame because he changed up for no reason.
Sir Alex didn't keep the same team consistent for 4 years.
Let me finish. Let me land, bro. I can't remember what side of the fence you're on. Were you saying that Pep was the greatest manager of all time already, or were you saying he will become? Because for me, if he won that finals, I would have put him there.
I said he will become.
He will become. Okay.
But you said he is.
I did. I said if he won the final, he would become. But seeing as he hasn't won it, I can't put him there yet. You know.
My top 5 is Sir Alex. This is off recent, man. I'm talking last 20 years. I'm not going back. I'm not competing.
You don't anything. You don't know anything.
I'm not going to Arrigo Sacchi. I'm not going to them, man. I'm talking about recent years. And then I'll do my research. So I don't want to talk about Bob Paisley and them, man. No. I'm talking about recent years.
Successful men. Successful men.
Yeah, they're good men. I'm talking about recent football. Football's changed a lot, man. The management style is different. Soon, Sir Alex and Wenger will be getting. They'll be saying, "Oh, they managed in a different era. It wasn't the same as this. It wasn't as difficult."
They're eventually going to say that for Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, say that. Yeah,
that's what happens. I mean,
it's football. I'm going to tell my kids and say, "Pattern up." No,
back in the 70s and 80s, the people wouldn't have dreamt people speak about Pele the way they do now. They're going to speak about Messi and Ronaldo the same. Pele? That's it. There you go.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to do the same.
No, we're going to make Messi live long and forever. I don't care.
People want to speak the same.
We got social media now. So.
Especially if he doesn't win a trophy.
We got social media.
If he doesn't win a trophy, what's it called? Argentina, people definitely speak about it.
I forgot. I'm not back into Messi. Hey, we're going to talk about Ronaldo differently because we got social media now. R9 got that video of him taking his top. He got movies as well. Look at how Michael Jordan made his brand increase with that movie.
Because you have people trying to talk about him sideways. But eventually that's going to happen anyways.
Bro, Jordan cemented his legacy for generations. Kids are literally going to sit down and watch The Last Dance.
When LeBron brings out his tape, if his tape is any good, then yeah.
What's his tape going to be? Yo, AD kids is getting his hurt. He's good hurt by AD.
Nah, with LeBron, we'll touch on a bit later, but yeah. When he brings
out his tape,
but you carry on. So yeah, your top 5?
Sir Alex, Pep, Mourinho, Ancelotti. 5th is just, I don't even know. 5th.
I know you want to throw Wenger in there. He's not in there. Who's the 5th? That's very interesting.
He's my 5th. Of recent memory.
Klopp?
Nah. Might be Zidane, you know.
Is that another Klopp? It's a good one.
3 Champions Leagues. But no one's ever done it. I have to give him some credit.
Zidane over Klopp?
Yeah, I have to give him some credit.
Del Bosque with Spain?
Del Bosque, yeah.
He won Champions League. I think he won Champions League.
He won Champions League with Spain, yeah. Madrid. Lippi. You know my guy Lippi won with Italy.
World Cup?
World Cup. Low, never. I hate Low. He's one of the worst Donnies. Is Zidane, man? Zidane or Klopp?
I can't argue that. I think I'll take Klopp, just about.
One league? Okay, he did win that Bundesliga from...
We won back-to-back with Dortmund.
Yeah. I can give him that.
And he got to Champions Final with them as well.
Ancelotti. I said Ancelotti.
Yeah.
Conte got a big shout, you know. He's just no Champions League success.
You
Which is mad.
You need the UCL. If Klopp didn't
That's
have
some mad.
I'll say Zidane.
For me, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, that's my thing. Pep. You know, guys, when you get called a goal, you have to be held to the very, very high standard, and you know your resume needs to be.
Hey, Simeone local as well.
He hasn't won the Champions League, but he's close. Yeah, you need to be your resume needs to be at a very high standard, and you know, Pep, he's fortunate enough and unfortunate enough, whichever way you look at, you know, to be managing at the highest level from the get go, and he's kind of proceeded and beaten all expectations. However, he still has not won a Champions League outside of Barcelona, and if I want to call you the GOAT manager or GOAT anything, you need to hold to the high standard. Just the same way if you want to call Messi the GOAT. The reason I don't call him the GOAT because he hasn't won an international trophy.
He's not a GOAT.
I mean, for me personally, if you have a capable international team, you need to win at least one international trophy. Your resume needs to be sparkling.
Ronaldo's the GOAT. Go Ronaldo. It doesn't sound nice though. So.
If Ronaldo's the GOAT, but you know what I mean. Pep. If he wins one more Champions League, I'll be ready. If he doesn't, then I'm sorry.
It's what it is, man.
It's what it is.